In 1928, the Shubert brothers built what would become their last Broadway theater, and they named it after Broadway royalty.
Well, my father was the very first in his family to go on the stage, but on my mother's side, the Drew family have been on the stage in an unbroken line for over 1,000 years since days in England.
Ethel Barrymore was the it girl of her generation. She was idolized by every young girl in America. They copied her hairstyle, her walk, her voice. She was gorgeous, and she was also part of America's theatrical royal family.
If there was a real dyed-in-the-wool theater actor of the three of them, it certainly was Ethel.
Lee and J.J. Shubert, interested in managing Ethel Barrymore, sweetened the deal by offering to name a theater after her. On December 20th, 1928, the Ethel Barrymore opened with luminaries such as George Gershwin, Florenz Ziegfeld, Billy Burke, and Adolf Zukor in attendance. It was the highlight of a record-breaking Broadway season.
You would meet in the lobby of the theater and then go out to dinner and then come back to see the show. And it becomes part of a way of life.
But it all came to an end with the stock market crash of 1929. The Shubert organization was forced into receivership, and in 1932, Ethel Barrymore and the Shuberts parted company.
Everybody still today calls it the Barrymore. Nobody really calls it the Ethel Barrymore. I assumed it was named for the whole Barrymore family, but it was actually named for Ethel.
Through the 40s and 50s, the Barrymore Theater attracted exceptional plays and actors. In 1947, a Pulitzer Prize-winning masterpiece by Tennessee Williams arrived on its stage, A Streetcar Named Desire, starring Marlon Brando and Jessica Tandy.
You have this raw story of this delicate woman who has struggled in life and who is, to some extent, steamrolled by the force that is Stanley Kowalski, played by Marlon Brando. Now, this was Brando's 6th production on Broadway, but it was the last time we ever saw him on the Broadway stage.
In 1959, A Raisin in the Sun, a groundbreaking play by the young African-American playwright Lorraine Hansberry and starring Sidney Poitier, came to the Barrymore.
Here is a story of the aspirations of an African-American family for a better life as they move from the projects into their own home and the struggles that they have to undergo.
In 1984, Cynthia Nixon, age 18, was cast in 2 Broadway hits at the same time and found a way to make it work.
I would start my evening at the Barrymore and get ready and do my first act, and then I would change my clothes, and I'd walk 2 blocks down, and then I would do the second act of The Real Thing at the Schoenfeld, and then I would change my clothes and follow my same route back to the Barrymore and go on for the 3rd act and then the curtain call of that one. So it was a nice, full evening. I loved working at the Barrymore. In a really beautifully designed theater, you have the confidence to know that visually and orally, it's going to reach the audience. You don't have to push. You don't have to yell. You don't have to do this.
Designed by architect Herbert J. Krapp and refurbished by the Shubert Organization in 2004, the interior of the Barrymore combines an Elizabethan style with an elegant decor that complements the extraordinary exterior, still in its original form.
It's like a screen with a grid over it, and it's a giant version of the ancient Roman windows at buildings like the Baths of Caracalla. And it has 6 original giant iron brackets that hold up the marquee, which are an original feature of the building, and create a spectacular sidewalk entry into the theater.
Throughout the decades, celebrated actors and actresses have continued to perform on the Barrymore stage.
Now, Marjorie, don't get off a toast. You can't tell me you've never had a crush on a woman.
A school teacher, a little playmate, the girl at the Clinique counter at Saks.
You are not fair at all, not at all.
I have joined the ranks of the unemployed. Fairness is not one of our salient characteristics.
The legacy of Ethel Barrymore lives on in the theater that bears her name.